everybody else.
Right.
What you been up to?
Just been doing this YouTube stuff, you know.
How you liking it?
I've been doing it since I was 16, so it's all just, I'm used to it by now.
Okay.
So yeah, let me ask you.
You gonna figure it out.
Yeah. So you can tell the viewers a little about you. That's how I always start the interviews off.
Okay. Well, let me start. I can start this. Well, okay, I start here then. Well, my name is Johnathan. Just a person trying to find this way, and I went to the military and grew up in church, and I didn't realize it until after I left the military that music was like my thing that helps me breathe. So, you know, I realized my music is what connects me to my family. And, you know, at Mud House, how we grew up, like we used to have music, somebody singing, somebody playing keys, somebody playing drums. And it's like when I got out of boot camp, she passed. So it's like I didn't really get a chance to like grieve, you know, Mud passing. So when I got out of the military, I realized, you know, that was something I need to get over. And I realized music helps me still feel like I'm still connected to her. And I'm trying to use this platform of, you know, playing drums and producing music for different teens that need to understand that no matter what their circumstances is right then at that moment, it's not always going to be like that. Because me and my brother, you know, we moved to Little Rock. It's like we went from the country living in Wynn to Little Rock where it's like it's fast and, you know, you got to watch behind your shoulders and, you know, it's a little different. It's not the same. It's like not everybody has good intentions.
Right.
So, you know, it's like I always had to figure my way through whatever I was, you know, whatever my circumstances was at that moment, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So, like, when that happened, how did you, like, handle that situation? Because everybody dealt with it, like, in their own way.
Well,
like, besides music,
it's crazy. It's crazy how it happened because she passed in the midst of me getting hurt in boot camp. Because I was doing something where I was like always trying to be gone. So it's like different jobs that you can do while you're in boot camp. So I had this job where I was always taking laundry to people that were from like overseas or they got like setback in training. So I would take them their laundry just so I wouldn't have to be around the people screaming at you all day. That was kind of like my way to, you know, get out the way.
Right.
And I did it so much, it started messing up my legs because I had to run in boots. So like I had got some type of injury I never heard of called runner's knee. And it pretty much made my shins make like C shapes.
Wow.
So pretty much I got set back in training. I'm on the phone with my mom like, hey mom, this happened. But my grandmother and everybody in Wynn want to tell me that mom passed. So I didn't know when it happened. Got through with boot camp, it was kind of like, hey y'all, you know, I'm graduating, but then I'm like, you know, I want to go see Mud. Because before I left, you know, she was one of the last people I saw, you know, for a birthday. So I was like, you know, let's get back, you know, so I can go see Mud. And that's when the news, you know, got brought to me. So yeah.
So were there any obstacles you had to face in the beginning of your career, like your music career?
Yes, it's still obstacles. But one is like I'm trying to still learn on the fly because it's like I grew up playing in churches. So now I'm everywhere. So I'm having to absorb different types of vibes, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like when I first moved back to Florida, I was in like a reggae band. Not only that, I'm still playing in churches. So it's kind of like I'm having to pretty much be at balance no matter wherever I'm at, if that makes sense. It's like I'm having to learn what this vibe is, and show up and, you know, still do my job. So it's constantly, you're going to constantly have to learn 24/7. Like no matter how good you get.
That's true. So do you like doing like live events, like performing live and stuff like that? Do you like that? Or is it like too much pressure?
I love it.
Oh, okay.
The energy from people, like seeing like how excited they are. You know, people have their regular days where they work and got family issues or whatever, and it's like I get that moment with them to uplift them and be a light, if that makes sense. Because not everybody you get to talk to like me and you doing. Sometimes it's kind of like you gotta find other ways to still be a light, if that makes sense. So that's how I look at it.
Yeah, that's true. Did you have any other dreams in life besides doing music? Did you want to do anything else?
I wanted to be in the Coast Guard growing up. I seen this movie. It was called The Guardian. And that's where this guy, he went to some type of life situations, and he ended up becoming like a swimmer, pretty much like a rescue swimmer, people that get stranded in the ocean. And that movie kind of like taught me a lot, because I always looked at myself as I always like taking up for my little brother or people I'm around. It's like I have like a warrior's mentality. So it's like I had to learn how to challenge it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Be fighting the wrong fight.
Okay. Yeah. Are there any places you like to travel? I know you traveled before, but is there anywhere else you would like to go in the world? If you can go any place in the world.
Africa is definitely on the top of the list. But like Africa, Australia, Germany, Mexico, like it's a lot of places.
Okay. So what keeps you motivated to even continue doing music? So
between my family, like now I have a 2-year-old daughter and a wife, and you know, then I still have my extended family. It's more so like the love that I grew up into, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's like now I'm on my own. You know, I'm realizing we had our own little nest. So now I'm trying to make that on my own, if that makes sense. So that's my motivation. Just trying to make my own peace wherever I'm at.
That's a good motivation. So how do you balance like family and then music on the side? Is it difficult or you can manage?
I was gonna say I could do better. I'll be honest, I could do better.
Okay.
Sometimes my wife or my daughter have to come tug me off these drums or tug me out of the studio. So it's kind of like just learning, if that makes sense. Like I'm getting it, because sometimes you have them days where your mind just somewhere else. And like I said, I don't do music just for, you know, payment or whatever. It's more so my healing. Yeah. So, you know, it's a give and take. Yeah.
So do you have any advice for people who may want to grow up and be just like you or something, or, you know, people that you may inspire? Do you have any advice for them?
Yes, I do. One, be willing to learn and then learn how to go with the flow. Because sometimes you may get in predicaments where it may be last minute, where like different artists or different events may come up and they just need somebody right there. Always be willing to step out there, because certain opportunities, you know, they may not come by again. Like I just played in the festival this past, I want to say probably 2 months ago, and the only reason I met that guy was because my MacBook broke, and I'm leaving out the Apple store hearing some guy sing, and I'm like, dang, he sound good. And so I said, Jay, walk over there, just, you know, say hey or whatever. So I walk over there, and I seen him just playing his guitar. I let him finish his set. I was like, hey man, you know, I'm Johnathan, I play drums, and I was like, if you ever need me, you know, let me know. And my wife, she had our logo shirts that had made in Arkansas, so he was able to kind of see, like, okay, this guy really taking it serious. So that one moment of my MacBook being broke got me in front of like thousands of people.
Wow, that's a blessing.
So, like,
that's really a
God
blessing.
is serious.
Yeah.
You gotta always be ready, and you know, work in the midst of when you don't have any work, if that makes sense. Like if you go back and check my Instagram, like when people realize I stopped driving semi trucks to sit in a room and record myself playing drums by myself, they didn't see, you know, what they saying now, if that makes sense. It's like that's why I was doing just last year. I had a setup just like this, playing different tracks I like growing up, and you know, playing creating a vibe with that music, and now it's like I was able to use that to show that I have been working, if that makes sense. Like I've been doing my own thing, so now, you know, people looking at that and they seeing the work ethic, if that makes sense. So, yeah.
Okay, so leaving the Apple store, I heard this guy singing. His name was Matt Henderson. He was the leader of a band called Danka, reggae band. And once I heard him sing, he had like a real soulful voice. And I was like, dang, this guy sound good. He would sound good, you know, with a drummer, this and that. So once we got to talking over text, that's when he was like, if you could learn this song, you know, that'll be really good. So I learned the song, sent it to him. He was like, okay. He was like, so we got a festival coming up. We're going to do like 2 45-minute sets. I'm thinking we're going to have some practice. And I just learned everything on the fly on stage. And, you know, we had fun. And I realized, you know, that different type of environment, I learned, okay, this is somewhere I need to play a lot more freer. Because in church, you know, you got to stick with the flow of service, but playing out and about, you know, in front of different types of fans. And I realized, you know, I had to bring my A game and pretty much just take everything that I have been practicing on and put it out in front of everybody. And so it went from us doing the festival to my schedule pretty much aligning with at a time where he needed to record an album. So I think the last 2 months I've been working with him in the studio, and we got an album coming out that I'm on, a few different tracks playing drums. So I cannot wait. And the name of the band is called Danka. And I guess when we have an official date, you know, it'll be on my Instagram page and I'll let everybody know. And also, when it comes to me playing drums, not only is it for the youth and teens and, you know, people that need to learn themselves and try something that maybe could help you to learn how to listen to yourself and that inner voice that you don't sometimes pay attention to. I feel like music helps you to listen to your inner voice. Like, it's unfiltered. However you feel, without anybody's opinion changing that. That's what music helps you do. So also feel like I'm for the vets as well, because I dealt with PTSD really bad coming out of the military. I had a lot of things that I had to get adjusted to when it came to my family and, you know, how to be a regular person sitting in Walmart and just, you know, waiting to buy groceries. I realized it was certain things I had to get readjusted to. So not only am I for the youth, but I'm also for the vets, because I also want to, you know, help them recover and help them navigate from transitioning from being in the military to also, you know, going back into regular civilian life. So thanks again for having me, and everybody just keep finding your own voice.
That's a blessing. That's good advice. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for joining me.